Good morning. Good morning, everyone. This is early for me. Well, for a live anyway. I have an early day most days, but this is early for a live. I want to welcome everybody that's coming in. My name is Sharon Brubaker. I'm the owner of the Grieve School, the place where healing begins. The Grieve School is a private university where we absolutely walk you through grief and a broken heart. And I'm so glad that you guys are here today. Today, I actually have a really good lesson. I'm actually really excited about it. We are talking about how you've been trying to outrun the pain. You've been trying to outrun this pain. Hey, Miss Debbie, you're trying to outrun the pain. You're doing everything you can to outrun the pain. I get it. I was there. That was me too. I was literally trying to outrun the pain. You do it by trying to stay busy. One of the things we do is we try to stay busy. We try to stay busy because it makes more sense. If I'm busy, and then I don't have to think about it. If I'm busy, I don't have to think about why this hurts so bad. If I'm busy, then I don't have to share what's really in my heart. Friends, I'm telling you that I understand this. This was me. I did it by trying to stay in front of everything Erica had to do. I was trying to be the one who was doing the funeral, be the one who was taking the calls. I was trying to be that person. And the whole time that I was trying to be that person, I was dying on the inside. But I had something to keep me busy. I had a job. I had a job to keep me busy, and that was getting everything together for the funeral. Some of us are making things up as we go along. We're trying to fill in the space. We're trying to fill in the space. And I want to tell you something. You've hit it really well. You have hit it really well. And for some of you, it's been years. Some of you have hidden it for years, not just weeks, months, days, but years. You smiled when people ask you how you're doing. You smile, you tell them you're okay. Man, just tell them that the struggle is hard. This is really hard. Tell the truth. You smile when people ask you. You tell them you're fine. You don't go into the truth. Are you lying to yourself? Are you lying to yourself about how well you're doing? I don't think most of you are. I think most of you are also repeating that thought. I don't think I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. A lot of you have that thought going on in your head. Here's what I want you to know. Your body knows. Your heart knows. It knows that it's suffering. It knows that it's painful. It knows that it's painful. Your heart knows. Your body knows. Your grief knows what's going on. It knows that it's running the show here, connecting it to your brain. It knows it's running the show. It's the pain you're avoiding, my friends. It's the pain you are avoiding. And that is the place where healing begins. It begins at the pain. And for a lot of us, it begins at pain that happened before our loss occurred. Some of us have pain from 6th grade that connects to our person that died. And unless we absolutely go in there and do the review, we're not going to know. So I want to talk about what happens when we stop avoiding and start feeling. You're not going to get away from feeling this. A lot of you are in here telling me, but Sharon, I'm already feeling the pain. I get that. I totally get that. But what are you doing with the pain? Sorry, guys, I got hot. I had to turn that fan off. What are you doing with the pain? Are you crying it out? Are you talking it out? Are you allowing the grief pain to be there? Are you allowing the grief pain to be in your heart? Do you talk to people about what's really there in your heart? Are you in there trying to figure out all of the things that's going on in your heart? Are you done running? Because you can only run so far. Are you done running from the pain? Distractions and denial only delay the healing for a short period. Distractions and denial are only going to delay it for a short period. It's the difference between surviving and actually processing. This is the difference between surviving and actually processing the grief. There is a huge difference. And a lot of people aren't out there talking about it. We have to stop pretending in our grief. We have to stop pretending we're okay. We have to stop pretending by not showing real emotions in front of other people. We have to stop pretending to ourselves. Friends, I'm going to tell you this, and you don't want to hear it, but the only way through this is right through the grief. And the only way right through the grief is right through the broken heart. You are grieving. You are not broken. Our body was meant to grieve. Our body was meant to grieve the loss of any person, place, or thing that happened to us. We came here with the ability to grieve. And you don't have to do this alone. That's why we're building the community. We're building a community of grievers. We're building a community of grieving women who are coming together to help one another. Okay. I'm going to say things that I know you guys don't want to hear. I know you don't want to hear this, but here's the truth. The pain that you're avoiding right now, the pain that you've been attempting to avoid, is the very place where healing begins. Any books for younger children? My dad died last week, and there's grief, and mine is a lot at once. AJ, go to the link in my bio, click on the link that says click here for hope. Download the Griever's Guide. There's 3 or 4 chapters in there on how to talk to your kids about grief. And if you join the Facebook group, yesterday I did a whole live on how to talk to your kids about grief. The Facebook group is the Grief School. Go to the Grief School and get that live. It's in there. It's recorded from yesterday. Good morning. The pain we're avoiding right now is the very place where we begin. So we have grief. We have a broken heart. The broken heart is the pain. The pain is also the love for our person, the shock of what happened. Grief is a broken heart that equals pain. Pain is our love, can also be our hate. I got to say this, friends, because I want you to know we can grieve anyone that we love or we hate. We have to know that, because sometimes people hang on to the person they hate. They continue grieving that person for years because they didn't know they could grieve it. By Peach, you have to grieve that. You have to grieve the authorities. We can grieve anyone, living or deceased. We can grieve anyone that we have a relationship with. If the authorities made a decision in your father's life that you do not agree with, that was absolutely wrong, that you absolutely hated, you grieve that part. There are multiple parts to a grieving experience. Grief is a broken heart. A broken heart. Grief takes place in our heart. This is the pain that is in our heart. What's in that pain? What's in this pain? I don't know. I don't know, because it's different for each and every one of us. Maggie says, I just want it to stop. You can't just wheel it away, my love. The pain is the very place that we start. We start at the pain. First, we acknowledge that grief is a broken heart. We also acknowledge that grief is a process. It is not a place to park your butt and stay. We don't just stay here in grief. We have to acknowledge that it's a process. Here's the other thing that we have to acknowledge. That we've been lied to. And I don't even want to call it lied to. We've been told over and over again that if we just give it time, right? Just give it time. Be strong. That this pain would go away. Where's the connection? I don't even see the connection. Because how much time do we have to give it? How strong do we have to be? Us being strong has just hindered us. Here's the truth. Most people will never say this out loud, especially us grieving women who are barely hanging on. And the truth is this: the pain that you're avoiding is the very place where healing begins. I'm going to say that again. The pain that you are currently avoiding is the very place where your healing begins. It is not the thing we try to push away. It's the thing we have to go through. We have to go right through here. We have to go through it. We have to do the process of going through it. It is not the thing that we delay. We don't make it go silent. We don't shrink it. The pain is not the problem. The pain is the solution. The pain is what gets us to the end. The pain is not the enemy. The pain is not the enemy. You are not being punished because your person died. You are not given a life sentence because your person died. No one said, hey, girl, you got to go in there and get in jail, and you're going to stay in jail for the next 35 years, or until you leave this place, you're going to be in this pain. That's wrong. You're not being punished. It is the wound, the brokenness of your heart. It is the broken heart asking for attention. It's the wound that still knows how to speak. But so get this, because I say this all the time. You walk out on the street and you break your ankle. You're going to wait for the rest of your life for it to heal? You take a knife and you gash your arm. You're going to wait for the rest of your life for that to heal? You're cooking on the stove and you burn yourself. You're cooking and you burn yourself. Immediately, the first thing you do is turn around and put water on it. You take care of it right away. You do something about the burn, or you get salve and you put it on there. If you're anything like me, you're like, damn it, I burnt myself. And then you start going after the wound a little bit, because it burns and burns and burns. You pay attention to it. You go after it. You take care of the pain. But we don't do that with grief. Austin dies. Austin was my nephew. He was 10 years old. I didn't know. I didn't know that it was a broken heart. I didn't know that it was pain. I didn't know that it was the love that I had for my person, Austin. No, I go over here. I go to be strong, because the be strong is what I think I'm going to need to push me through this. Friends, when I tell you you're not failing at grief, Maggie, you are not failing at grief, but we have to stop resisting it. We have to stop resisting the grief. There are 4 things that a griever does. 4 things right away in the beginning. The number 1 thing we do is resist. We all resist. We push back against the grief. The grief monster is coming for us. The grief monster wants to set up in our home. And the first thing we do is we realize we don't understand this monster. We don't get him, and we push back against him. We resist. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not going that way. I don't know what that is, but I'm not going that way. We avoid the pain. We resist. We change the subject. We don't talk about it. We avoid. And when we avoid, we use tools. We keep moving. We stay busy. We stay strong. We don't cry in front of people. We don't tell the freaking truth. We smile when people ask us how we're doing. Oh, I'm fine. We show up for work. We go back to work. A lot of us have stuff to do. We have to get the kids to school. I still have to make dinner. I have to do the laundry. I got to do all this stuff. Everything's going to fall apart if I don't do this. We don't talk about the hard stuff, because there's not many people out there who are willing to listen, who are ready, willing, and able to listen to this pain. So we resist it. We avoid it. And when we avoid it, we use the tools. We use scrolling on social media. We use sex, pornography, drinking, food, shopping, nail biting, gambling, skin picking, hair pulling. I can go on for hours on just what we use to avoid. We don't talk about the hard stuff. The grief begins right here in the pain. It begins in the pain. And the pain is the thing that we don't want. The pain is the thing we're trying to get away from. And I promise you, friends, I promise you, it is through the pain that you're going to get the relief. We don't talk about the hard stuff because that makes everyone uncomfortable. And if everyone's uncomfortable, then I won't have anyone to talk to. Grief is messy. We don't let out the messy. We put on a happy face. We show how strong we are and what we can do. And I bet you've all done that really well. I bet you're all really good at it. I bet you could win the Academy Awards. I did. And the award goes to Sharon. We win an Academy Award for the way we respond to our grief, the way we pretend in our grief. You thought you could be the best actress in the world? Well, you have been. You are. I was. Friends, I'm not speaking to you and just pointing fingers at you and saying that you don't know what's going on. I'm telling you things that I actually did. I actually lived in the be strong. I gave it time because my doctor told me to give it time. He said, just give it time and you will feel better. So I went home and I told my kids that. I told my husband that. He even wrote me a prescription. But underneath that schedule of being strong, there's numbness. There are tears that you're holding back. There's the truth of what's happening to you. You're holding it all back because it's underneath that busy schedule you got to keep. The answers are absolutely there. And it lives in the truth. It lives in the truth of who you were, who you are, who your person was, who you were together. Becky said, I've had to be strong my whole life. All of that being strong. When you had to be strong in the 3rd grade, that's coming up now too. Every loss you've ever had in your life will attach to this new loss. All of this, which happened in the 3rd grade, all that year, that whole year that you were bullied and no one came to your protection, it attaches to this. I promise you it does. And the pain that you're avoiding, my friends, is the very thing that we need to use for the healing. We use this. We go in here and we look at this. I read something a couple of days ago that says the pain is not the thing you're going after. What the hell? When I tell you the things and information that they are putting out about grief is so wrong, it's unbelievable. I can't do that. Maggie says, I can't do that. People have said, give yourself 2 days to be sad and then go about your life. What the hell? 2 days? 2 days. Give yourself 2 days to be sad. Maggie, this is why that doesn't make sense. And I'm going to use Austin. And Austin was only 10 years old. I'm going to use Austin. Austin was 10 years old. I personally had a relationship with Austin for 11 years because Erica told me when she was pregnant. So, I'm at 9 months, I'm going to say a year. So I had this relationship with him as her belly was getting bigger and we were talking about it and she was planning the room and everything was happening in her life to get ready for Austin. And then on March 2nd, 1996, Austin was born. About an hour after he was born, I was at the hospital. I had a relationship with him for 11 years. You think that I can move beyond the pain of an 11-year relationship in 2 days? No way. It's the worst advice I've ever heard. Sorry. 2 days? Give yourself 2 days to be sad. I've had an 11-year. Now, is it going to take me 11 years to grieve Austin? No. No. It takes what it takes for everyone. But grief and this pain, it takes action. Crying is one of the action steps. Talking is an action step. We've got to talk about it. We have to learn what grief is because we've been taught wrong. Here's the truth. Underneath the schedule, that surface level answers that you're getting from other people, the numbness, the tears you keep holding back, the resisting you're doing, all the avoiding, lives a truth that won't go away. The grief pain is the truth that won't go away. And it won't go away because you are still grieving. I have met people that have come and sat in my chair and they have been grieving for 30, 40, 50 years. There is grief that I can go back into their life and find. That pain that you're avoiding is the very place that we want to begin. We go through the pain in action steps. Friends, not stages, steps. Here's the other thing. They don't go in order. Some of this you may have already done when you get to me. They don't go in order. It depends on you and how you're going to do it. What have you been doing to avoid the full weight of your grief? What have you been doing to avoid the grief? What are you doing? Are you not talking about it? Are you crying in private? Are you being strong? Do you only cry in the shower so nobody sees you? Do you not look at pictures of them? Do you not say their name? Do you not talk about them? What are you doing to avoid the grief? Because I guarantee you, it ain't going anywhere. And you avoiding doesn't mean you're weak. My friends, but the fact that you're avoiding does not mean that you're weak. It means that you're human. It means that you're human. It means that you've been doing what you were taught. It means that you've been doing what you saw everyone else do. Because let me ask you this question. Who taught you how to grieve? Who taught you how to grieve? That's what I want to know. I'm going to tell you who taught me how to grieve. Yeah, no one. Becky says no one. No one taught me how to grieve either. Now, think about this, you guys, and everyone's story is going to be different. I remember seeing my mom and dad and their reaction to grief. I remember seeing them grieve. So the things that you learned that you're doing right now, you saw someone else do. I distinctly remember, I must have been about 6 or 7. My aunt and uncle were over. They had their kids over. And my aunt, there was a phone call, and they called back to Louisiana, where I'm from. And my aunt found out, not my blood relative, my married aunt found out that her dad had died. I remember that. I remember that my older cousin, which was her son, went and put his head down and was totally crying. He was totally crying. He was doing the right thing. He was totally crying. I thought that I should be crying too. So I remember putting my head down, but I wasn't crying because I didn't even know who they were talking about. I didn't know. I think I was 7. Everybody in the kitchen was crying. Her oldest son, he must have been around 14. He put his head down. He was crying, right? Later, you go on, and something I talk very, very much about when my grandparents passed away. But I had an aunt who passed away when I was 16 years old, that I had an amazing experience with her. And she passed away when I was 16 years old. And my parents got up and they went to the hospital. She died of a brain aneurysm, and she was in ICU on life support for 3 days before she died. My parents got up and they went to the hospital. They didn't come back home and say, okay, Sharon, this is grief. This is what grief looks like. Here's the book on grief. I want you to know you're going to be sad. Here's what you're going to do. This is what we're going to do together as a family. They didn't do that. I barely remember seeing my mom cry. I saw her walk to the casket, and she made this face, and my dad was grimacing. That was it. That was the extent of the grief that I saw. No, I was 16. No one talked to me about grief. No one gave me the book on grief. No one gave me the instructions on grief. I watched them do the grieving. Erica's my baby sister. She's the mother of Austin and Donovan that died. She distinctly remembers my dad picking her up. She was 6 years old, taking her to the casket, leaning her over the casket and say goodbye to T. Carol, and her waving. She didn't know what was going on. And if you hear Erica tell the story, she said there were all these whispers. People were whispering around her. We were whispering around her because, we don't want to let the baby know what's going on. We keep that from her because we don't want to share that with her. You're avoiding doesn't mean you're weak. It means that you've never learned how to grieve. It means that no one has taught you how to do this thing. And when I tell you guys, there are heavy hitters out there, names that if I called them out, that are still telling us about the 5 stages of grief, that are still telling us that we will be in this pain forever, that you will be like this for the rest of your life. When I tell you that, is such BS, and it's so sad. I'm fighting the fight. I'm out here telling the story that you don't hear a lot of people telling. Avoiding doesn't mean you're weak. It means you've been doing what you were taught, what you saw other people do. But it also means your body is carrying more than it can hold. And it's starting to catch up with you. And I don't know, you're probably tired. You're probably anxious. You might even be irritated. You definitely see yourself disconnecting. You're disconnecting from your friends. You're disconnecting from family. You're not going to things. You're disconnecting from the world. You're disconnecting from your life. And that is not living. That is grieving. And nothing is really helping you anymore. The distractions aren't helping. This thing where you're trying to stay positive. I don't even know how to do that. You walk in the room. You're at the wedding. You're trying to stay positive. But one of the things you got to do is your heart is breaking. I'm telling you, can walk into a room with 200 women in there, 200 people at a wedding, and you're sitting there and you're smiling, and your mind is repeating right in there, do they not even know I'm still grieving? I don't even want to be here. Don't they care? Don't they care that I lost my person? Don't they care that my heart is broken? And here's the other thing. The people that told you to give it time and to be strong, they're not around anymore. They leave. They throw out this BS and then they skedaddle. They get out. And the pain keeps knocking longer than the people stay around. And the longer you push it away, the louder it becomes. And the longer you push it away, the louder it becomes. And that's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because your grief is not asking for silence. It is not asking you to be quiet. Your grief is demanding to be felt. It's demanding to be felt in every aspect of your life. Your grief is demanding to be felt. What pain are you trying to avoid right now? What's the pain? What's the pain? Is it sadness? Is it anger? Is it anxiety? Is it loneliness? Is it isolation? What is the pain that your body is trying to avoid right now? And what is that pain saying to you? What is it telling you? What is that pain telling you about your grief? And here's the big question. What would it feel like if you listened? What would it feel like if you actually listened to the grief? What would it feel like if you actually listened to the grief and allowed it to be there? What if you looked at it for a minute? Friends, I'm not kidding. Ask yourself right now. Someone said sadness and loneliness. Sadness, why are you here? Like, sit and listen. I promise you that distractions are going to give you short-term relief, right? Going back to work, going to school, hanging out with your friends. It is going to give you short-term relief, but it's going to steal the long-term healing because the distractions only keep you away from this pain for a very short time. Someone said a couple of lives ago, she's like, well, I'm thinking about moving to a new town. Oh, that's great. Move to the new town. Absolutely. Because when I moved to the new town, here's me, old town. I got my house. I got my dog. There might even be a cat. Right? I got my job, my job. I got my friends. I got my church. I got everything going on in this town. But you know what else I have? I have a broken heart. But I'm going to leave Old Town. I'm going to go to New Town. Oops. In New Town, I'm going to buy a bigger house. I'm going to get 3 doggies. Right? I'm going to get a big, giant car. I'm going to get a big new job. I'm going to find new friends. Friends that understand me better. And I'm going to go to a bigger church. I'm going to leave Old Town and I'm going to go to New Town. But you know what you forgot? Wherever you go, this goes with you. This pain goes with you. You cannot avoid it enough. It goes with you. Whatever you do, you take it with you. You don't just throw it along the side and get rid of it. You have this illusion that wherever you go, you can avoid this. You cannot. If you don't deal with it now, you're going to have to deal with it later. At some point, you're going to have to deal with this pain. And for most of us, that grief doesn't want to wait until later. Grief waits until the moment it knows you're finally ready to face it, and then it will let you know it's time. Readiness to face it means you're willing to go after it. Means you're willing to let the tears come. How many of you are crying now? How many of you are allowing the tears to be there? You're willing to say the things you've never said before. You're willing to talk about the grief. You're willing to sit in the discomfort. You're willing to sit in the discomfort long enough to allow the healing to begin. Andrea says, I'm in therapy now. I just started talking about my husband, and now there's constant anxiety. Yes, my love. The more we avoid it, the more we stay away from it, the more pain we're going to bring up. Know that you're doing the right thing. Know that you're doing the right thing. Know that you're having the right conversations. Know that you're at the right place. Friends, there is no perfect time to grieve. I don't know what the perfect time to grieve is. Each one of you have to decide that that's right for you. I don't know the perfect time, but you know what I know? I know that we're in the now. And I know that your body is screaming in pain in the now. And I know that you've been telling it, not yet, not yet, because you think you could get something fast, quick, and in a hurry. It's not wait for time. It is now is the time. Why is your grief keep telling you later? Why do you keep telling the grief later when the grief is asking for now? Grief is demanding it be felt. It's demanding this pain be felt. Talking about your husband is such an important part. It's an important part of the grief. We've got to talk about it. Trisha said, I went to therapy and I quit it. My guess is, and I don't know, Trisha, I don't know you, but I'm just going to use your statement. It got hard. Or the therapist didn't know what she was doing, and she wasn't able to help you. That also happens. That happens a lot. Okay. Here's the thing. If you have to work, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here's the thing. I lost my track on my notes. You have to work out the hard. You have to work at the hard. You have to allow the hard. You are going to have to go all the way through it. And hear me out. I want to tell you something. Never once did I say this was daisies and roses and fun. I never said that. Never once did I say that. Destiny says my therapist wasn't helping me. That happens a lot because therapy, they don't teach grief, my friends. They don't teach what I teach. I'm a grief therapist. I'm a grief specialist. I only do grief. If you have to work that hard to hold yourself together, to be in public, to pretend that everything's okay, maybe you're actually not okay. Maybe you're actually grieving. Maybe you need to acknowledge, the first thing you need to do right now is acknowledge you are grieving. Because naming the pain is what makes it real. And allowing the real to be there is what actually helps us to make it through. I'm sorry, is actually what allows us to heal it. I keep getting distracted. Sorry about that, guys. I have some side notes I want to bring up. Ignorance. This is the definition of ignorance. Ignorance is the lack of knowledge. It's the lack of knowledge and understanding. Ignorance is the lack of knowledge, understanding, and awareness. Ignorance is the lack of knowledge, understanding, and awareness for information about something. It doesn't mean that you're unintelligent. It simply means that you have not learned or been exposed to a particular truth or fact. The community that we were part of, the medical field, the therapists, the doctors, friends who've been through it, have been, I keep saying they lied to us, but they haven't lied to us. They were ignorant about the grief. They lived in ignorance and they were okay with that because as long as they were in the ignorance, they were okay with the things that they were teaching. The ignorance of just give it time. The ignorance of be strong. The ignorance of you're going to be like this forever. That comes from, and it sounds hard to say the ignorance, but it's the lack of knowledge and understanding. They had a lack of knowledge and understanding about the situation of grief. They had a lack of awareness. The information that was out there was wrong. It was wrong, and it has hurt so many of us. Simply bringing out the 5 stages has hurt us. I want to just go through a list. Hear me out on this. Here's a list of things that your body already knew how to do when it got here. When we were born, our bodies came completely equipped with knowledge, innate processing and functions that require no teaching. They are automatic. They are intuitive. We intuitively knew how to do this. We intuitively knew how to breathe. Our lungs begin to work the moment we're born. Blink, a reflex to protect and moisten the eyes. No one taught you how to blink. Cry, an instinctive way to signal distress or joy. Sometimes we cry from joy. Yawn. It helps you regulate your brain temperature, the oxygen level. No one taught you how to yawn. Suck. Now, I know some babies have a problem with this. Donovan was one of them, Erica's oldest boy. But for most of us, we already know how to suck. We know how to swallow. We know how to stretch. We know how to sleep. We actually already know when we're supposed to go to sleep. Our body knows when it needs to go into rest and sleep. Our stomachs know how to digest food. We know how to get rid of waste, which is going to be one of my questions when I get to heaven. Like, dude, you couldn't come up with a better plan than having to go to the bathroom every half hour. Bladder and bowel functions. Okay, hear me out. You know how to process emotions. Even babies can feel sad. They cry. They cry because they're trying to communicate with you. They want you to know, I'm sad. I need sleep. I need food. I need one of these things up here that you need to help me with. I can't eliminate the waste. I'm constipated. So they cry. They tell you. They know how to feel joy. They know how to feel fear. They know how to make a connection. Babies will start communicating with you through their crying, through their processing of emotions. And that's your first form of communication. How many times have you been in a room with a woman and she's like, oh, he's gassy. Oh, she picks up the baby, starts, oh, he's gassy. The mama knows, she looks at that baby, he's sleepy. Why are you already able to read the signs of the cries? We came here with the ability to process emotions. We already knew how to do that when we came here. We came here with the ability to feel pain. We were born with these. These are innate within us. We could also feel comfort. We could cough. We can sneeze. We can shiver. For most of us, we can sweat. We can make tears. We can heal a wound with our body. Our body can heal a wound. Run out there on your roller skates. You fall down. You scratch up your knees. 2 days later, you got a scab over that. The body is healing. It covers it up so it can heal. It knew how to do that. Did you tell your body, put a scab here? And in the exact same way, our hearts know. In the exact same way, our hearts know. Okay, let me check my time. In 2000, my husband had a heart attack. Tony had a heart attack in 2000. In 2007, he had a second heart attack. He had a blockage in his artery, and when they went to put the stent in, they cut the artery. And in the artery, a permanent blood clot formed. So he has the stent, but a permanent blood clot formed over the stent. So the stent was no good. When he got out of the surgery, his heart, he couldn't walk from here to the front door, from here to the window, from here to the phone. He was short of breath. We ended up getting a second opinion. We went to a few doctors, and one of the doctors told us that what is going to happen, listen to this, you guys, the heart knows how to heal itself. It knows how to repair. Can you imagine? The heart knows how to repair itself. And he says that, he told us that other capillaries will form around this stent. So they didn't want to touch it. Other capillaries were going to form, and it was going to learn how to move the blood to other areas of the heart. That even though this was all blocked, the heart would form other capillaries to get the blood through. Amazing. Guess what else he told us? He said 1 year. And if I tell you guys not 1 year to the day, the man was better. But that whole year was really tough for him. Our hearts know how to repair the brokenness. It knows. It knows it has to repair the brokenness of grief. It knows that it has to go in there and go after this pain. Because like I said, we already knew how to process emotions as a baby. We knew how to feel pain as a baby. We know how to get comfort. And this comfort can be used as a weapon against us. I don't want to feel this, so I'm going to drink some wine, right? I can figure this out. I'm going to eat some cookies. Little chocolate chip cookies. Our body regulates its heartbeat. And the other thing that we know how to do innately is grieve. We know how to grieve when we got here. We know how to feel pain. We know how to process the emotions. But over time, it's been taken from us. It's been taken from us by misinformation that is out in the world, and non-truths. I'm going to go back to it again. The ignorance that is out there in the world. The ignorance that people have told us. We were born with a body that knew how to live. We didn't need to earn our breath. We didn't need to earn blinking lessons. We didn't need to study out how to cry or to love. When we looked up at Mama and she was giving us that bottle, we were in love with her. And she looked at us with pure love. For most of us. I understand some of you didn't have that. Our body came here knowing what to do. It knew what it needed, and it knew what to do. And that's not ignorance. That is wisdom. Grief is not something you learn from a book or a class because you already knew how to do it. My job is to remind you that you know how to do it. It's something that your body and heart already know how to do. Just like breathing, just like crying, just like blinking when someone comes close. If someone throws something at you, your eyes are going to blink. Just like me putting on these eyelashes that have been 3 months to learn how to do. Grief gets confused, my friends. Grief gets confused, not because we don't know how to grieve, but because the world teaches us to stop doing it, to stay like this. They're not telling you that you are forever changed. You will never be the person that you were before the loss. I promise you that. I am not the best friend anymore. I'm not Austin's aunt. I'm not the aunt that was there the day that he died. I'm a different aunt. I have a spiritual relationship with him. Somebody said in here yesterday, I don't remember. Yeah, but you're 19 years out from Austin. You're doing different. Yeah, girl, because I did the much needed work. And when you see me 40 years from now, 40 years from now, that's another 20 years. When you see me 20 years from now, I'm going to have a lot more losses. I'm going to have had a lot more losses. Grief gets confused, not because we don't know how to grieve, but because the world teaches us to stop doing it. They tell us to be strong. Don't cry. Don't cry, honey. God will never give you more than you can handle. Someone said they told her to wait for 2 days. Just wait for 2 days. You'll feel better. They tell us to move on. They don't talk about our person. They don't talk about the grief. They don't talk about the pain. It's been long enough. It's time for you to move on. Who the hell are they to tell us when we should move on? They tell us to stay busy. And here's the thing that is so sad. They're not the only ones telling us this. We're also telling ourselves this. Because even though our heart is broken, our brain is telling us all of these things. It's telling us these things. Be strong, stay busy, move on, don't cry. Nobody wants to hear this anymore. All of these are learned behaviors. You came here, but we got to remind you how to go back to it. You came here. These that I just told you, be strong, don't cry, move on. They're all learned behaviors. Because when you came here as a baby, you knew how to grieve. Grief itself is innate, but we've been taken from it. Babies grieve. Animals grieve. You are grieving. Not because you're broken, but because your heart is broken because of the love. You were born knowing how to grieve. I promise you. And for a lot of us, when we go back in it and we touch it and we learn it and we start looking at it, they're like, oh, this totally makes sense. And it feels natural. Butterfly Rosa says, I'm healing and I'll shout it from the mountaintop, from the rooftop. You're told to hide, you're told to keep it quiet, and you're told to get over it. Grief is not a disorder. It's not a mistake, and it is not something that you need to fix. It's your body saying that you mattered. Your person mattered. And yes, you already know how to grieve. I just want to go back in there and remind you how to do it. I give you the direct action steps to move beyond the pain. You do all the work. I can't get in there and do it for you. I cannot. You have to do it yourself. You already know how to grieve. We've just been untaught it in the ignorance of the world. You'll remember the truth. It's in there. All right. All right, my friends. I want to say something. This is going to be my first time saying it, but I'm here and I'm saying it now. I was trying to. I was selling the grief weekend for the end of this month, and I received many emails from women that said, "I really want to go, but I can't go to this one. When's the next one?" And I had a couple of people who purchased the tickets, but I decided to just give it more time. So we're moving it to September. We're moving the grief weekend to September. We have a whole new marketing crew and they're working on the event. So I want to tell you some things about myself. My name is Sharon Brubaker. A lot of you are in here and you've never seen me before. You've never followed me. I am a grief specialist. I'm the owner of the Grief School. The Grief School is a private university where the healing begins. When I tell you that I've cracked the code on grief, I have cracked the code on grief. So a couple of things that you can do. First, follow me here because I come live Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I'm live every week on those days. Click on the link that says click here for hope. There you can follow me in the Facebook group. Because if you can't catch my live, it is stored there. You can find it in the Facebook group. We are a community of women coming together to help one another grieve. That's who we are. We're a community of women coming together to help one another grieve. My grief healing weekend for September will be the 25th to the 28th. It's going to be here in Dallas. It is the Forever Change. I named it after the tattoo that I got for Sharon because I am forever changed. And you, my friends, are forever changed as well. So 25th to the 28th, we used to do live events prior to COVID, but we haven't done them since COVID. So, Flaw Girl, could you imagine the hug I would give you? The hug that I would give you. The 25th through the 28th in Dallas, Texas. Today at 3 o'clock, 3 to 5 p.m. is Grief Study Hall. I'm going to break this lesson down in Grief Study Hall. We're going to be in Grief Study Hall today. We're going to break this lesson down. But more importantly, I'm going to have questions for you. What is Grief Study Hall? I'm the owner of the Grief School. Where would you study out grief? Where would be the best place to study out grief? Especially if you're stuck in Grief Study Hall. Grief Study Hall is a place where I design for us to come together as a community. It is a grief support group. It is a grief share group. It is a grief coaching group, all in one. You get coached by me. I help you where you're stuck. We talk about things. Yes, I'm in Frisco. We talk about things that help women move beyond the pain. We share. We hold space for one another. We love up on one another, right? Grief Study Hall today, 3 to 5 p.m. Go to the link in the bio that says click here for hope. Sign up for Grief Study Hall. Join the Facebook group because she posted in there. She posted right in the Facebook group. Tonight is the last night for the emotional reset. We did an emotional reset. I'm so excited for these ladies. Anybody who wants to join, it's tonight. It's $19. If you pay the $19, you get access to the portal and all the other classes that I've taught are right in the portal there. the emotional reset. And tonight's the last night for that. You're going to be hearing a lot more about the weekend. Right now, you're just going to sign up. And I'm going to be giving you more information on that. Grief Study Hall. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock is Honor Society for everyone that's in processing the pain of grief. We break down other lessons in there. We support and give one another love in there. Friends, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you for allowing me to share. I think also that I owe you all an apology because I haven't been going this deep. I haven't been talking about this. I was like, well, people will come around and I'll get a chance to tell them. But you know what? The time is running out. The time is now. My job is to help you understand grief. Austin died on June 17th, 2006, and my life was forever changed. I will never go back to being her. I don't even know who she was anymore. She was a mom that was crazy. I had a daughter getting ready to go to college. She was a grandmother, very involved in her grandchild's life. Something happened that day. Something happened that day. Friends, other things you can find in the Click Here for Hope. You can find the podcast, the Facebook group, the blog. Grief Study Hall is a community outreach. It's something I give back to the community. I love you all. I'm so excited to meet you all in person. Oh, I forgot to tell you this. A couple of things. Erica will be there as well. Erica's going to be teaching as well. I won't be by myself in the Grief Forever Changed weekend. She will be there as well. There'll be two of us, and there'll be another counselor in there who will help us with a lot of other things. I'm so excited. I keep dreaming about it, what it's going to be like. I love you all. I have to go. Today is a jam-packed day, so I can't hang out in TikTok. I love you all. I will see you all tomorrow at 11 a.m. I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. with a new lesson. All right, friends. I see you. I am you. I'm a griever. I know what this feels like, and I'm here to help you. Thank you.